Thank you very much. Let me welcome the presiding officers on the panel of this media briefing. Let me welcome you and thank you for your presence. The presiding officers of Parliament have invited you to this media briefing to announce and inform you of Parliament's state of readiness to host the very important, crucial State of the Nation address, which is scheduled and convened by the President together with the presiding officers for the 12th of February 2026. So the presiding officers will be engaging with you together with the Secretary to Parliament on the information regarding how the ceremonial proceedings will unfold tomorrow and the preparation of the institution to host this important event on our national calendar. The presiding officers that are here do not need any introduction, but I will continue. Nevertheless, we've got the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mayor Thokozi Edidiza. We've got the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Mayor Refulo Mtsweni. We've got the Deputy Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Date Les Govender, and then we've got the Secretary to Parliament, Date Kolile George. So without further ado, I'm going to kindly invite the Speaker of the National Assembly to come and present the statement on the state of readiness on behalf of the presiding officers. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mtafu. Good morning to the members of the media, the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, the Deputy Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, the Secretary of Parliament, the Secretary of the National Assembly, all the other members who are here today with us, here in Cape Town, as well as in Johannesburg. We convene this briefing to provide an update on Parliament's state of readiness to host the 2026 State of the Nation Address, one of the most significant occasions in South Africa's constitutional calendar. The State of the Nation remains the highest formal expression of executive accountability to Parliament and through Parliament to the people of South Africa. It is convened as a joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces. Sona formally opens the parliamentary program for the year and provides the anchor around which oversight, lawmaking, budget scrutiny, and public participation are organized. It is the moment when the President accounts to the nation on progress made. He outlines priorities for the year ahead and presents government's program of action. These commitments then become the benchmark against which Parliament measures executive performance through committee oversight, debates, and legislative processes during the year. This year also coincides with very important dates in our history as a country. It is 30 years anniversary of South Africa's Constitution, which was adopted in 1996. This milestone invites both reflection on our democratic journey and a renewed commitment to the constitutional values of dignity, equality, freedom, and accountability that continues to guide our work as a democratic legislature. June 16th this year mark an important calendar day also, where as a country we'll be looking back at the 50 years of the Soweto uprising, an important milestone which marks the contribution that young people of South Africa made to the democratization of our country. In September 2026, Parliament will further host the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference, which is an international conference reinforcing South Africa's role in global parliamentary democracy and international democratic dialogue. The year will also see South Africa's participation in the local government elections, a critical exercise of grassroots democracy that ensures governance closest to communities remain responsive, accountable, and effective. Parliament stands ready to play its role in the constitutional process that safeguards the integrity and credibility of the electoral system. In terms of the Constitution, read together with the joint rules of Parliament, the President has convened a joint sitting of the two houses to deliver his State of the Nation address, to which the two executive authorities have acceded to. The State of the Nation address will be delivered at City Hall with all members of Parliament and invited guests attending physically. Approximately 490 members of Parliament, including representatives of the South Africa's Local Government Association, will be accommodated in the chamber, with invited guests sitting in the public gallery and others in the overflow tent marquee that will be there. In accordance with Section 2 of the Powers and Privileges and Immunity of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act, City Hall has been designated as a parliamentary precinct for the purposes of Sona. Following the address, Parliament will host a two-day joint debate by members of both houses from the 17th to the 18th of February, and the President's reply to the debate will be on the 19th February, which will conclude this phase of Sona program, and those debates and response by the President will be held in the dome that was handed over by the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure last week, Friday. Sona 2026 will be attended by a broad range of distinguished guests, including former presidents, as it is a norm, former presiding officers, and members of the judiciary, heads of institutions supporting democracy, traditional leadership structures, and representative of local government and international parties. There will be obviously a ceremonial guard that will be present. There will be a procession by the speakers of the 9 provinces, a procession of the judiciary led by the Deputy Chief Justice. These guests reflect the significance of Sona as both a national constitutional moment and an occasion of international parliamentary interest. Among other dignitaries invited would also be members of society who work with Parliament as well as government on a number of issues. For Sona 2026, Parliament received about 1,400 media accreditation, which have been dealt with, and through our communications unit, I'm sure all of you have received your accreditation. The State of the Nation address will also be broadcast live on Parliament TV, radio platforms, parliamentary digital and social media platforms, and live stream to ensure wide public access across the country. Parliament TV will serve as the official host broadcaster for Sona 2026. It will provide a clean, high-quality feed to all television, radio, and digital platforms to ensure that every broadcaster has seamless access to the proceedings. This also ensures that the entire nation is able to follow Sona live across multiple platforms as an important part of public involvement and access. We've also, as Parliament, working with the city, engaged the informal traders who usually use the space opposite City Hall. Through ongoing discussions with the Traders Association and relevant authorities, arrangements have been put in place to balance parliamentary operations with continuity of trading activities to ensure minimal disruptions while maintaining the security and functionality of the parliamentary precinct. Sona 2026 is more than a ceremonial occasion. It is a reaffirmation of parliamentary constitutional mandate to hold the executive to account, to legislate in the public interest, to facilitate meaningful public participation, and to serve as a platform for national dialogue. We want to assure South Africans that Parliament is operationally ready, institutionally focused, and firmly committed to ensure that this State of the Nation address sets the tone for a year of intensified oversight, responsive lawmaking, and tangible delivery. We also want to extend our appreciation to you as members of the media with your media houses for always keeping our public abreast and on time on what is happening in Parliament. And through that, you play an important role to ensure that our citizens are informed at all times about what impacts on their lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take your questions, if there are any, and the presiding officers and the Secretary to Parliament will engage with those questions. I must also indicate that amongst you, we have got the Secretary to the National Assembly, Mr. Masibule Lukaso, and then we do have also the Secretary to the National Council of Provinces, Advocate Modibedi Pindela. You will be the first, so we'll take the first round. Any other hand? You will be the second hand. Any other hand? Okay, and then you will be the last one because I don't see any other hands. Thank you very much in that order. Jason? Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Moloto. Thank you, Speaker. Good morning, Madam Speaker. I just have two questions. I think you spoke about it the last time we met at the dome handover. Just the estimated cost for Sona, and are you at liberty to tell us who of the former presidents have confirmed that they will be attending tomorrow evening's Sona? Thank you.
Okay, the second hand, Lulu.
Good morning, Speaker Lula Mamaja, SABC. I'm covered by Jason on the questions, but one question that I want to ask, if you perhaps can comment around the controversy or on the appointment of the Secretary to Parliament, his salary, the allegations that it's escalating at a high cost. What is Parliament's take on that? Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Moloto. Good morning, presiding officers. Just Lindsay Dentling, Eyewitness News. Is this the last time that you hope that the State of the Nation address will be held in the City Hall? And obviously, this has come, I think the first time around, the Mayor gifted the City Hall free of charge, as was my understanding at the time, to Parliament. But obviously this comes at a cost. So is this the last time that you would hope that the State of the Nation address takes place off the traditional parliamentary precinct? And if you can just give us some clarity, I mean, the budget process follows in 2 weeks from now. You had mentioned last week in the programming committee meeting that it is still the desire of Treasury to meet at the City Hall. Has there been any clarity on where that occasion will take place? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I don't see any other hands, so I'll hand over to the presiding officers.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all the members that have asked questions, even though some of them actually should be a surprise about who comes from the former heads of state or presiding officers. We do send an invitation to all those that are still with us in terms of being alive, but we always get, responses that come on time. Some of them, there are changes on the last minute. So what we can say is that let's all wait for tomorrow, but we have received confirmation from President Khalima. He has said he's coming. President Zuma has said he's coming. President Mbeki has apologized. So we will wait. And as soon as we know, maybe before tomorrow, we can appraise you. But if we don't, we all will be surprised about who comes tomorrow. So that's an answer. The issue about the cost, which has been asked, I'm sure the Secretary will answer to that one in terms of the cost of the Sona, but it hasn't changed from what we said last time. With respect to when we would, whether this would be the last time meeting in the City Hall, we hope indeed in terms of our timelines for the reconstruction that this will be the last time. But me and you know that sometimes there are unforeseen circumstances from the building industry, some of which relates to inclement weather that might cause delay. But if everything goes according to plan, this is the last time we're having Sona in the City Hall. The Office of the Minister of Finance has indicated to us that they will have the budget presentation in the Dome. So it will be in the Dome. With respect to the matter that has been asked relating to the appointment of the Secretary, that's the matter which the Joint Standing Committee on Financial Management will be dealing with in their next meeting, which will be before the end of the month. I'm sure the chairpersons will then be able to outline, having deliberated on that matter, whether or not they think there should be any action or otherwise that must be taken. Thank you very much. Secretary?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and good morning to all the presiding officers. The cost of the budget for this year is 7,025,000, and largely is driven by costs of hiring equipment that covers all the broadcasting and all costs around ensuring that our ICT infrastructure is fit for purpose. And those are consistent drivers of the main cost. The City Hall is not costing us a lot of money. It's a small amount of money that we pay to the city. But in the main, the major cost drivers are broadcasting equipment and services related thereto. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I assume that there is no further question. All clarified. Is it another question, Lulu?
The Secretary to Parliament, the budget this year, you're saying it's 7 million rand, 7 point something million rand. But last year's budget, how much was exactly used? If you can just indicate on last year the amount that was budgeted and the exact amount that was used. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Last year we budgeted 15 million rand and 15.5, and then we spent 12.3 million. And equipment alone was 9.1 million. Again, there's a context of that huge variation of last year versus why is it significantly less this year. Last year, we had to add a component of hiring the ICC. As you would know, a lot of our guests of members were hosted at ICC. This year, we have a marquee in front of the City Hall, which you will see, and that cost driver is taken up by Public Works. So that is the reason that explains the high difference of a lesser amount, because we are aiming significantly to reduce the cost drivers of hosting Sona. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you very much to the presiding officers and the STP, the briefing, Mr. Chair. Thank you.